Hi, this is Crystal B.
Nicole Garcia.
And Christine Rodriguez.
We're 3 millennial moms.
And longtime friends who met working in radio.
And we really partied in clubs together.
Now we're deep in our mom era.
But we're still popping bottles.
Hey,
this is Nightclubs to Nightfeeds.
We are back with another amazing guest today.
Where am I looking, by the way?
You can look at us.
Look at us.
Look at us.
There's a lot of cameras.
We're just looking around.
We don't need to look at cameras.
Like, this is the first time I've done a podcast with more than one.
Because we're a party.
Yeah,
This is
really
a party.
fun.
We're just a room full of having
You put
girl
Latinos
talk.
together, what happens? It's a party.
It's a party.
Yeah. We're just going to chismear and party.
Yeah.
And so now you're included in it. So
Yes.
Alejandra Hernandez.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
But you also have another name.
Yes. So I did change my last name when I got married. I married a very traditional Guido guy from New Jersey.
I love that.
And so, I think, well, we had done he's Italian American. So my last name is LaPilusa. And one of the reasons why I changed my last name was because my mom never changed her last name. And I remember being like little and I would be like, Mommy, you have to lie and say that your last name is Hernandez because I was so embarrassed. I don't know why.
That your
she had a
last names
different-
didn't match.
Yeah, her last name was Velasco and mine always stayed Hernandez. And hers always stayed Velasco and mine was Hernandez. And I was so embarrassed that my mom wasn't Mrs. Hernandez. I don't know. Now I'm like, that's kind of badass that she kept her last name.
Back
Through
then,
two marriages, because she's, with my stepdad, she also never changed her last name. But so I was like, I'm definitely going to change my last name when I get married. And then you grow up and I think like, oh my God, I would never change my last name. And then I met this man and he had this pride in his last name. And we went to Sicily and we went to the little town where his family left. And there was a road named after his family.
Oh, wow.
And it was just so sweet, just meeting people that were still LaPilusas that never left this town.
Wow.
And just the pride, And then I was like, oh my God, okay, I'm going to change my last name for this.
Yeah.
And then
The street
and I want to
name.
have the same last name as my future child.
Yeah.
So I did change my last name, but then professionally, I like to still be Hernandez just because I think it's, representation. I think
that is you.
Yeah. And when I started assisting, I remember meeting, Latina stylists that I didn't know were Latina because they didn't have last names attached to their professional name. And then I realized, they dropped it because they wanted to sound white.
Yeah.
That's sad.
It's sad. Yeah,
It's sad that we feel that you have to do that to get
in
far
so many
this industry.
professions.
Yeah, and honestly, it's real because I know when I would do requests, I'd have a Latina assistant or a Filipino who has Garcia or and when they would do requests, a lot of times they'd be so slow to respond. But if I had someone with an Anglo-sounding last name, the responses are right away. Cool. And I don't know if who knows? It may be intentional, it may be not, but it's real. It's a thing.
Yeah,
it
totally is.
I believe that.
So I kept it. Yeah.
But you are a stylist.
I am a stylist,
Can you tell us some of the people that you've worked with?
Oh my God, I've worked with so many people.
Okay, just your favorites.
I've worked with so many people. I've been a stylist for over 20 years.
Wow.
Because I count
amazing.
from when I started assisting, right? So I think I started assisting 2003. And now we're 2026, so 23 years. But within the last 8 years, my most consistent client has been SZA.
Amazing.
Within the last couple years, I've been working with Uchis.
Hey,
fire.
I love her.
Yeah.
She's my mama bestie.
Yes.
And I work with Kehlani recently.
Love girl crush forever.
Ever.
My God.
And the body is just
Also,
the body
mama,
is ridiculous.
Also mom.
Yeah, also
mom.
Cannot believe it. Don't know where that baby came from because my God,
Yeah,
those abs.
Right.
But she's in the gym. That girl's in the gym all day.
I believe it.
So she really she's on it.
Girl crush.
I work with them really consistently. I love Tinashe too. That's my baby. I work with her. She's in her little DJ era right now, and that's fun.
Yes.
And most recently, I'm the most excited to talk about because I think she's a star, is Neza. And you guys know
Yeah.
who she is?
Yeah.
The Dodger
From
game.
the Dodger
Dodger
game. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the one
and
who's saying in
she's like
Spanish.
my little doll, and she's not like celeb status yet, but I think
she's getting there.
She's
that
getting
really-
there, and like just on like a human level, like I love working with her.
She
So you
rides
like working with good people.
Yeah.
Great
And people that ride for
Yeah.
the culture.
Exactly.
That, which Neza is. And
Yeah.
I think that moment has really helped catapult her in the eyes of the community and everybody around that.
Right.
You know,
Speaking of
which
the
is
culture,
amazing.
you are Argentinian Peruvian.
Yes, my dad's
So-
from Argentina and my mom's from Peru. I was born in LA. My parents met in LA.
How cool.
Yeah.
So you're a LA native just like us.
Born and raised. Yeah. I was born in Hollywood. I still live in Hollywood.
Hey, that's
I know, that is
that's
so
a real,
crazy.
like, real
You're the
LA,
only
you know?
person I know that's from Hollywood, born in Hollywood,
Yeah, I
stayed
was
in
born at the
Hollywood.
Hollywood Presbyterian.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I know.
And now your son is
So
growing up
wild.
in Hollywood.
And now
Yeah.
my son, yeah, and like it's so cute because you'll ask him like, "Oh, Nino, where do you live?" And he'll say Hollywood. I'm like, "What country are you from?" And he's like, "Hollywood." Like, he doesn't understand. Like it's just.
he's like, I'm just from Hollywood.
He's like, I'm from Hollywood.
You
Yeah.
either know where it is or you don't.
Yeah, right, yeah. So I
Big
sometimes my husband and I are like, "Oh, there was a point we put an offer on a house in Agora Hills like a couple years ago. It didn't fall through, and it was actually a blessing because that house would have been the Money Pit movie. But anyways, we thought about it. We're like, oh, maybe we can live in the suburbs and stuff. And I don't know.
It's just not
Yeah.
for
It's
you.
just not for me. I'm
Yeah.
just like, I'm just a Hollywood
I mean,
girl.
look at you. You're a Hollywood girl through and through.
Through and through.
Yeah.
Okay, so going back to the stylist stuff, one of the things and one of the main big thing we want to talk about is style when it comes to being a mom. I think talking to a lot of other moms, including our friends or people that have been on this podcast, tend to struggle with what your style becomes the minute you get pregnant. The minute you have a big bump. Then it changes again once you're postpartum. Then if you're breastfeeding, you have to have things where your boobs can easily just pop out, you know?
Christine, stop reminding me. I'm like, I forgot about all of those things.
You have to be aware of those, you know, all the
Yes.
button down things. I
Yeah.
was like, yes, with the breastfeeding. But I think it's something that like can cause a lot of anxiety and stress for moms
Absolutely.
when our bodies are changing. Like Crystal's pregnant again and going through the pregnancy part of it. Did you as a stylist, did you deal with that? And also working with other mamas like Callie, like Kehlani, who are either postpartum or you went through their pregnancy with them. How did you navigate that with them?
For myself, yes, there was like insecurities that I didn't have before, you know, like I've never been someone that showed off my stomach, like except for when I was pregnant, because that was like, ooh, I could be bloated, you know. But
accessory.
I can't
Talk
wait.
about
No.
this.
I can't wait till
Yeah.
I pop so I can do that.
But after, I was just like, oh my God, what is this like squishiness? And I could not wear anything that was like tight. But then it was also like my boobs were just so huge, so I'd wear like baggy clothes and it was just not hitting like the way it used to before. So kind of like, I don't know.
Like it just looks frumpy and awkward.
I just looked frumpy and I just like, I was just uncomfortable, you know? So it was just kind of like finding the things that I was comfortable in, you know? Like, okay, well, I have great boobs right now, so what can I wear that's going to show off the tits, you know? And then, like, my legs are still bomb, so, like, wear something shorter. So I would find the things I did like about my body, and I would dress around those things.
Yeah.
That's a very
and I think
good tip.
everybody should do that. And I think we did that with Callie, too. Her son was born in February, and she did Coachella weekend 1 with Tyler. And that was like the first time like she was on stage like after, and I mean she looked great. She looked absolutely great, but we had to like work around like the things that she didn't want to show off, which was like her stomach and like, but her tits were popping and like, you know, and so that's what we did until she felt like she was in a place where, you know, she could like show it all.
Yeah. What about dressing her through pregnancy? Like,
so
that seemed fun.
Yeah, that was so fun. And it was also the end of her pregnancy. So it was like the point where like
Big bump.
yeah,
Big.
it's like you can't. She's definitely pregnant. You
Yeah.
know, where
It's
it's
gonna
like
be me
that
all
stage
summer.
where you're like,
Oh my God, I
where
can't
you're
wait.
not-
I've told my
yeah.
husband bikini tops and like my boobs are going to be boobing.
Hey,
but like
let's
it's
get
going to
it.
be hot. I'm going to be third trimester.
Yeah,
It's
right.
bikini tops and
Yeah.
stretchy
Yeah.
shorts.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, but yeah, I think it changed. Yeah, your style changes. I mean, I will never forget. So my son was born January 2020, and then the pandemic started like in March. So that first year we were inside. So I was wearing comfortable clothes, you know. But then as soon as like everybody started to like open up a bit, there were like a lot of outdoor events, and we were like, okay, well, let's introduce our son to the world, you know. So we would go to things like block parties, and I wanted to be cute, but what is cute now? You know, I'm going to be chasing a 1-year-old around. So I wasn't taking into consideration like comfort. And I'll never forget, I bought this, and I don't usually shop on Free People, but Post, that is a great place to buy clothes because there's a lot of flowy things, so you can like hide the thing. So I was like all about Free People after pregnancy. But anyways, I was wearing this like tube top thing with like these capris and little heels, and my son was walking, and it's like that stage where you're walking around where you're still like
following them behind, everywhere,
you know?
Right.
And I didn't have anywhere to put my phone, so I was like carrying my purse around, and I fell, and I was like, and my top like came off, and my husband, and I was so annoyed at my husband, and I could like murder him. I remember. Because I was like so mad at him that he's like just having fun, and I'm over here chasing it, and I'm trying to look cute, and he was like, "Well, why'd you wear that?" Like, and I was like, "Ugh." But then that was a learning experience. I was like, you know, I can't. There are some things that I just can't wear when I'm with my kid, not because of like how it looks, but more of like it's just not functional. You know. So I started to like really just every time I wanted to be cute, it's like I have to wear things that I can
cute and comfortable.
And things just change too. Like I never thought I would be like this person that had the phone cases with like the straps. You know, like it was always like nerdy to me, but it was kind of cute,
super mom
like
level.
super Shimoda, you know. And then I got one like during that time because I'm at the park and I don't want to carry my big purse around, so I started. So it's just like,
it's functional. It makes sense.
Yeah, you're just growing up, and your priorities are just.
I remember after I had my son Saint, nothing really nothing was doing it for me, you know, and I still wanted to like have that sense because everybody can relate to like losing a sense of identity for yourself.
100.
And so I remember leaving Saint at home with my fiance. I went to the mall and I was like, all right, I was usually a medium. I'll go up to a large, right? Nothing fit. And my body changed in a way that I didn't realize changed. The way it wasn't just like I was like wider, but like my stomach was out this way, you know? And so it was just like, I remember going back into my car and crying because I was like, whose body is this? I don't recognize this body. So it was so hard for me to find stuff to wear. So I live in like these spandex pants and spandex shorts and like a big top. I live in, granted, I look cute in them, but I still struggle with like still finding that, you know, and even like right before this, whenever I come to the studio, I bring a few options. I brought a top that I normally like, I know how I look in this, but I put it on and I was like, I don't whose body is this? So I had to change out of that and I changed it into this, which I'm not mad at, but finding that style again is like, it's tough. What would you recommend that a woman does to help find her style again?
It's almost like you just have to accept that you're just in a different point in your life, right? And that doesn't mean that you're not the same person. You're just, it's just, you know, and it's not forever. You know, it's also not forever. Like, I never had this pressure to like snap back. Like, I think it took me 4 years to lose, like, to feel like my old self again. And I just accepted that it was like, this is me right now. This is me right now. And it's my son. And like,
the bigger picture is I am this way because I have my son. Right. Yeah.
You know, and like, and I would just check myself. Like, it's, you know, it's not forever. And so what? Like, you know, I just gave birth. But that's so hard. Not everyone can like do that. And so I know that that's like really,
and that's a big thing for you too. Cause I think depending like, me and Alejandra work together too, and working in fashion, I think sometimes like the different industries put another added pressure on that. Like I realize like working in entertainment, fashion, like people are talking more about weight. They're talking more about how your body looks. Like where that's something when you're out of it for a little bit, you kind of forget that that's even a conversation.
Right.
And then you go back into it and you're like, oh shit, yeah, people are not eating bread. People are obsessed with losing weight, counting the calories, like all that kind of stuff. So I feel like you being in fashion and anybody listening to this that are in those industries, it seems normal. But when you're out of that, or like when you can actually take your mental out of that and be like, this isn't forever. This is just a phase, you know, or whatever it is, like, or this is where it is now. Like that's such a big mental feat. Yeah. When you are with that added pressure on top of social media, on top of that stuff, like when it's your career too, that's like an added thing.
I mean, I'm so privileged because I've been in therapy for so long. So I think a lot of the stuff I talked about in therapy, and I talked about like before when I was pregnant, like, because even when I was pregnant, I wasn't feeling like, I felt a little strange. Yeah. You know, I had a great pregnancy, but I felt weird. Like I didn't.
You didn't feel like yourself.
I felt like myself to a certain extent. Like I was more worried. I was worried about what was going to happen after. Like if I was just worried about the future, you know, like, my life is going to be over, you know, like, and I had a lot of anxiety about that. Yeah. And like,
who you're going to become.
Who I'm going to become. Like, am I still going to be cool? You know what I mean? Like,
we were just talking about that. Yeah. Like the identity, like, who am I once I become a mom?
Yeah.
Right.
And it's something that you think about when you're pregnant.
Yeah.
Already, because you're like, okay, this is now really happening, and I'm going to have this child, and then who am I?
Yeah.
Because I've been this person my whole life.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to be this other person. I don't know who that person is yet.
Yeah.
Like TBD. Yeah. To find out who she is.
Yeah. But then you find out you just do it.
Yes,
exactly. And that's something my therapist would always, because I'd ask like, no such thing as a dumb question, but these dumb questions, right? Like, and she would be like, answer the question. She would just say like, answer the question. And I'm like, and I'd answer the question. And that's exactly what it is. You figure it out. Like I've always figured it out my whole life. So it's like, and I'm always going to be me. Like, you know, I think.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So for me, like in pregnancy, or post-pregnancy, like those moments where I was feeling really insecure and stuff, I had the tools to just like check myself and be like, well, this isn't forever. And, you know, like losing weight was really hard for me. It was really, really, I breastfed and I lost it right away.
Same.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic happened, and, you know, and then things started, as my son got older and more things, and we'll talk about his autism and stuff, but once I started noticing like delays and things like that, I got really stressed out, and I was stress eating. So that, I don't know if that's even considered baby weight anymore, but I consider it baby weight, because
what part of your postpartum did you find out about his delays?
Around 18 months. It was actually like a couple days after he was like a year and a half where I started noticing something was off. And then
what was that?
Oh my God.
Like, what were you noticing?
Oh my God. It was like, I didn't know what it was, but I just felt something. And my best friend growing up, Hetty, which is really cool, I'll tell you guys quickly, her and I, our birthdays are 2 days apart. Like I'm March 15th, she's March 17th.
Oh my God.
And then when we were pregnant, our due dates were 2 days apart.
Oh wow.
So it was like January 9th and January 11th. Like weird, right?
Did she have a boy too?
She had a little girl, and then they ended up being born the same day.
Oh my gosh, that's so
cute,
special.
right? And then like all of my Pisces friends growing up, like Kate, my friend Katie, my friend Danielle, we're all Pisces, and all of our babies are Capricorns.
Whoa.
My baby's Capricorn.
That is crazy.
I love having. But anyways, yeah, so Hetty came over with Lucia, and they weren't even a year and a half. They were, maybe they were. Yeah, I think they were, because it was like before they turned 2. They came over for a play date, and like she was just talking to Lucia like, and she just understood everything that her mom was saying and like would follow instructions. And at that, and like just talking, and Nino was just saying agua. And now in retrospect, I go back, he had a lot more words, but I wasn't like, they weren't words.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't sound like words, but then I find out that those are words.
He was communicating.
He was communicating. So I just thought it was like weird that he wasn't like saying anything, because and then you read these dumb, things like, oh, by 6 months they should have 50 words and by whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I got in my head about it, and so I didn't know where to start. So I was like, Googling like speech therapists for, children under 2, whatever. So I had this guy, his name was Guy, come over and he did like an assessment, and he told me like, he was like, what's your goal? And I'm like, well, he's supposed to get to 100 words by age of 2 or whatever it was. And he's like, okay, well, I can get you there. Like, but I think you should, talk to your pediatrician and see if you can, get some sort of evaluation for like with a behavior there. And I was like, well, why? And he said, so I remember Nino did the little test thing with me there, and like Guy would bring out these toys, and Nino would look at the toy and just play with the toy. And in like 9 minutes, there were several toys. Like Nino may have shown me like one toy where he was like, mama, and like that's it. But the rest of the time he was just like into the toys and like just not interested in engaging. And he's like, I think his engagement's low. And I'm like, what does that mean? And he was like, I can't tell you. Like, I'm just here. Talk to your pediatrician. Talk to our pediatrician. Our pediatrician, I really need to find a new one because he's still my pediatrician, and we like low-key just don't like him.
That was my question, because like at like the 1 year checkup, at the 1.5 year checkup, like they check for those signs.
Yes, but my pediatrician was like, oh, he's fine. Like, because but I also didn't know. Like, I didn't know what I was. It was so subtle, right? So you see him and you're like, oh, and he would, and then it was like, oh, he's bilingual, like, whatever. So so we went to the pediatrician. He was like, he didn't think there was anything abnormal, and I was like, no, I don't buy it. And it was so hard, you guys. It was so hard because you don't know who to ask. I didn't have any friends who had everyone. But now I'm realizing people have these struggles and they just like are also scared to talk about it. And so Lucia's mom, Hetty, she actually told, Lucia had like a physical delay with like her leg or something. And so she had worked with the regional center. And so she said, find out where your local regional center is. And so then that's where everything kind of like started, was like they came, they assessed him, whatever.
Is the regional center particular to kids stuff?
The regional center is like an organization in California, and they offer services for disabled, but I think only certain difficulties.
Got it. Okay.
And up until 3, all of the therapies are free. And then after, like speech therapy, physical therapy,
that's
amazing.
Yeah, great resource.
So you just and it doesn't matter how much your income is or anything. It's like there's like a law in California where anyone with disabilities is entitled to,
that's amazing,
resources like that. Right. And then after 3, they get transferred into the schools system.
Got it.
And then they want you to like diagnose them by 3. I didn't diagnose Nino until actually last year. Like he was 5. But anyway, so then that started, and then they're like, oh yeah, he has delays here, and he could, he could use speech therapy and occupational therapy and ABA therapy. And
what's ABA therapy?
So it's applied behavior analysis.
Okay.
I think I would have, whatever it is, I hated it.
Why?
It was really, really tough for him. It's like basically people with parents with children with autism like swear by ABA. And I think it's great, but it just wasn't for my kid. And that's another thing that, I mean, you guys, it gets so crazy. Like all of the things with autism, it's just like autism is such a spectrum that not every, you know, like all of the data and everything is it's like so developing too. Like, you know, like there's all sorts of new ways of, you know, doing therapy that people don't know about because it's like it's literally developing, you know, like it's so you think you go to the regional center and you have this caseworker and you think like, you know, the psychologist says you need this and that, and so you think like these are the only things you can do for your kid, and then you start realizing like, I don't know, I have friends now that have kids with autism and they literally do everything by the book and that works for them. But for us, it was not the case. Like, we started doing ABA and I'll never forget, like, he couldn't talk. Like, he literally had 3 words.
At what age was that?
This was at 2. Like, he was already 2. And he had this bunny that was like he called his Nini. And she would just, like, the therapist would take it away from him.
What?
And he would cry. Yeah. Like, he would literally just have, like, a meltdown. And she'd be like, ask me no, she would say something like, ask me for the bunny. Ask me for the bunny. And I was like, what? And he's, like, suffering. No. And she was like, he needs to, like, ask for things. And I'm like, what? Like, how is he supposed to ask for things? He doesn't even know how to ask for anything yet, you know? So I was like, you know what? Fuck this. Like, this may work for you guys, but it's not working for me. Right. Yeah. And I just, like, got out. I never gave it another chance. I told the caseworker, we're good. We don't need it. Whatever. She's like, okay. Then in speech therapy, thriving. OT, thriving, you know? Until a certain, then things, you know, there's ups and downs. But yeah. So that was, like, the beginning where I was like, I don't know. And then once he started preschool, we took him out of certain therapies. You know, it's been.
How old is he now?
He's 6.
6. And what? 6. And where is he at? Is he speaking? Is he saying?
Oh my gosh, he's like fully verbal.
That's amazing.
Yeah, fully verbal. Like, still delayed. We do like so much speech therapy. But it's like funny. Like, he'll just say something like, "Carry you," and he's trying to say like, "Carry me." Like, he's still, you know, he ended up learning through like Gestalt. Like, he's a Gestalt learner, so he learns everything in like phrases.
Okay.
But yeah, like, he can full on talk and
have a conversation.
Communicate. Yeah, like, that's been like also for us. It's more like he doesn't want to have a conversation, or you think that, you know. But now, as he gets older, he's like talking to me about like funny things, like, or he'll just make up stories and he'll tell me, like, he told me about a little kid like at school taking his diaper, a baby in the nursery side of his school, took his diaper off and was playing with poop, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is the first time he's like told me a story, you know?
And a funny story at that.
Yeah.
So those little milestones, like, do you still get emotional over it? Because, you know, if you were waiting longer, like, I feel like it would feel like such a victory, you know?
Like, oh God, every time he does something. We just went to Hawaii, and well, he's also we can talk about this. Finding a school was like so challenging, but that
was my question.
It is like that was those like couple months where I was finding schools, applying to schools or whatever. Like, that was the hardest time of my life. Second hardest was once he started the school, and like having
him being gone at school.
No, because I was in school with him. Oh. Well, yeah, that's the school that he's at. Like, that like transition phase was the second hardest, but the hardest was finding a school, like feeling safe, feeling like he was gonna be okay. That was real. Just the process and I had to get a lawyer, all this stuff. Yeah.
Wait,
walk us through
that.
Go through that. I want to talk to you. You asked me about the milestone.
Yes.
He did something. So we were in Hawaii last week, and there was a, you know, like a big pool slide. And I don't want to cry, but I'm probably going to cry.
Go ahead and cry.
He was like, there was a, and I would go in line with him, you know, and stand in line until he went down the slide, and my husband would wait at the bottom of the pool. Like, it was like a freaking Raging Waters type.
Yeah,
of,
it was. I saw the video.
And,
It's a big slide.
And then he done it a few times, and he was like, "Mama, go away. Like, Mama, stay down there." Like, he wanted to go in line by himself.
Oh.
He wanted his independence, right? So my husband and I, finally, we let him. And so we were waiting at the bottom of the pool, and you could see him at the top of the slide. And in the video, you can hear me freaking out. He's like, he's like talking to the lifeguard, and he's saying something. I don't know what he's saying. And then he's talking to the ladies behind him. And I'm like, what is he saying? What's going on? I got to go up there. And then he just goes downside, and everyone starts cheering. And I was like, oh, he did it. When the mom behind him came down, my husband and I were like, what was going on? Like, what did he do up there? And they were like, he was so cute. He was asking the lifeguard for a minute. He said he needed to be calm.
Oh,
So he like asked the lifeguard, like, I need a minute. I need to be calm. And then he like did his breathing or something. I imagine they didn't know what he was doing.
Wow.
And then he turned around and he said, okay, I'm calm now. And then that's when they were like, yeah. And then that's when he went down. They all started like cheering. And my husband and I just like bawled our eyes out because like for him to like be able to just like know what his body needed, you know, and like to communicate that was like such a big deal. And like, he wanted to go alone, you know, and then there's just like this part of being a mom with autism where you just think like, is he ever going to be okay without me? You know? And I mean, he's 6 and he already is trying to let me know, like, I'm going to be okay. You know? Yeah.
And also that feeling that he didn't feel pressured, you know? Like sometimes little kids are like, oh, I got to go quick. Like, because everyone's waiting and I'm in line. And like, he didn't feel that. He was like, I'm not ready.
I'm not ready.
He was
And,
able to communicate that. He
like,
listened to himself.
Yeah, I sent it. So the school he's at is this, it's not a school for neurodivergent kids specifically. It's a school that's like open to everybody, and it's a really small school. And the director, I texted him and I told him, I showed him the video, and I was like, this is what they teach at his school. They don't teach academics. They teach, you know, it's a focus on social emotional learning in a non-authoritarian did I say that right?
Yes.
Setting. And so kids basically run the school, you know? But like, but you're teaching and you're learning limits, and you're learning how to like respect people's your friends' bodies and their games, and like that's what they focus on. And I was like, well, this would be amazing for somebody with autism, like my son, like someone that's, you know, like him, because he is verbal and he, you know, this, because I do know that some people with autism or children with autism, they need the resources that from the, you know, special ed resources. But I to me, like, Nino just needs help figuring out like emotional regulation, you know, things like that, like being able to ask for a minute. You know,
what are the kinds of things like that he does to regulate, like when it comes to like toys, screen time? Like you have somebody who's with him throughout the day sometimes, like during the week. Like what does that look like for you guys?
He loves trash. You know, he's you've seen him play with. He's obsessed with trash. Like, it's like all day, every day he's playing, and since he was really little, like he started to find things and objects that reminded him of like trash arms, you know, like the little like
so the trash truck arms that pick up the thing.
And he grabbed a stethoscope, like a play stethoscope, and he would grab like his little play trash cans, and then he would just like do the motion of a trash can.
Oh my god!
Or like the ends of like sunglasses, he would grab them, you know. And so to this day, like when also like the first week he started school, like I was like, oh, he can't bring like toys to school, but then the school is so lenient, right? We explained like, I was like, maybe he should bring a trash can and like his little stethoscope, because when he's feeling a little out of sorts, he just goes back to his little like
his comfort toy.
Yeah, his comfort emotional support toy, I guess, you know?
Stethoscope and trash can.
Yeah, and he's just playing. So that's really like, you know, regulating for him.
Yeah.
But
and as far as school, is he loving it? Like when he first started going?
I think he's loving it, but it's, you know, he loved his preschool. But I think his preschool, he didn't have anything to compare it to because it was like his first experience, you know?
Yeah.
And then at this place, it was a harder transition because he had the other one to compare to. And he's like, who are these people?
Oh, yeah.
You know, what is this like routine?
Yeah.
And now he's settled in and I think he's happy there. But I just don't see him being able to be in any other setting. Like when I thought he was going to go to a more traditional school, I had LAUSD involved in like that whole process with the IEP and all those things. Like I never want to do that ever again in my life. And I really, you know, gosh, I like give it up to parents that have to deal with that. But I remember in one of the meetings, the caseworker lady was like, you don't want your son to like understand how to follow rules? And I'm like, well, what rules? Right? Like, what are rules? Like, I'm not that parent. Like, our son, like, if I say, no, don't jump on the table, like, he just doesn't jump on the table. But I'm not going to, like, I don't know. Just the way I parent is not this, like, a, you know, strict way. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's millennial. We just grew up with, like, such different, like, boundaries, right? Like, we weren't allowed to do anything. I don't know, especially being Latina, like I wasn't allowed to do shit. I couldn't say anything,
Right?
And I'm like, I just want my son to feel free all the time. And it's like, okay, jump on the table, like fall, fight, like learn. You know?
You gotta learn.
Like, have you heard that like we grew up like as bedroom kids?
Yeah.
Like, go to your bedroom.
Yeah.
Go play in your room.
Yeah,
And like
yeah.
I was talking about that with my husband. Like I want him to feel free in the house.
Yeah.
Like it like now he's playing downstairs more and we used to have it like gated. Now he's big enough so like we don't have the gate and like I'm cooking dinner and he's like in the living room and I'm like, oh my God, he's kind of far. But like he's playing and like I feel good about that until something scary happens.
Right.
Which nothing has. But I'm like, I don't want him to be like the bedroom child. Like go if you want to play, go play in your room.
Right. No, it's a living
This
room
is your
kid
house.
now.
I live
I'm
here.
gonna tell my mom a little bit of that because I feel like she still gets triggered by all the toys in the living room.
Yeah.
Like she's still like, well, like some of these can go to her room. I'm like, but they don't have to.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
it's fine if it's out
This
here.
is her
She's
house.
like, okay, you know, like I just feel like she's like, why can't even in her house all the kids stuff is in a playroom,
Right.
and it's like, oh, they can play in there, and like she's getting better about it because I
They're
brought it up to
designated
her.
kid space.
Yes, I brought it up to her. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's okay. So now she'll bring the table out to the living room to like let them play, and I'm like, yeah, this is like a new thing we're trying. Okay, everybody, we're all gonna do this together.
Yeah.
I had a question about like, does he know he's autistic? Have you had that conversation with him?
He's not, I mean, no, he doesn't. He doesn't know. He doesn't understand, like, those complex, like, conversations, like, he's just not, like, ready for.
Yeah.
You know?
When does that happen? Like when?
I don't know. And, you know, with my dad, actually, because I'll talk about his, like, autism, like, to anybody, like, as if he's not in the room. And my dad's like, you know, you should probably not do that anymore. And I'm like, he's like, I read blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, I love you, Daddy, for, like, reading. And, you know, that's so
trying
sweet.
to look out.
Yeah. And, like, I haven't figured that out yet, like, when I'll have the conversation. And I'm like, do I even need to have, like, you know? Like, I have to be like, yeah, you're that. Or I don't know. I don't
this
know.
This is just you and this is how you operate.
Like, this is just how you just have a hard time. Like, yesterday, he was eating watermelon, right? And, like, his shirt got dirty. Every regular kid would, I hate saying regular, but you know what I mean? Like, typical child. Yeah.
Neurotypical, yeah.
Will, you know, maybe get upset, maybe not. You know, my kid he's, like, disgusting. Like, he is dirty, will, like, eat a Fruit Loop off the floor, you know, like, does not. But when it comes to things, like, unexpected, like, on him, he just goes off. And, like, it was, like, his heart was so broken that his shirt was dirty.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's when maybe, I don't know, like I'm hoping that it's not going to be like that forever.
Yeah.
You know, that he can just like understand, you know, maybe he'll get to 8 and like, he'll be like, okay, my shirt's dirty. It's okay. Like those are the tools that we're like trying to teach him, you know, like how to deal with those things and like breathing or whatever, being present in the moment, understanding that this moment is only right now and it's not like, you know, those are things that we're working on. So hopefully by the age of where he might understand that he has something going on, like it won't even be that prevalent.
Right. Well, it also sounds like he has emotional depth that even humans, that even adults don't have.
Right.
Because even to say that he needed a second and then did his breathing exercise and then gave somebody the heads up behind him, like that sounds like emotional intelligence and sounds emotional mature that a lot of adults don't
some
have.
adults would not do that. They'd be scared to let people wait behind them, you know? They'd be like,
I feel pressured. I'd be like, I'm sorry. Like,
never wait. You just do things you don't want to do.
Right. That's why I'm like, I'm glad he didn't feel pressured because I feel pressured.
Yeah. And that, that's definitely stuff like you work on in therapy, but like that's what they work on at his school. And this school is like 75 years old and like, you know, you walk in there and you feel like you're in the 70s. Like there's chickens running around and it's just like, where am I?
Love it. Hippieville.
But,
love it.
You know, and you're kind of like, do I really want my kid to go to school? Really? You don't teach him to read? Like what?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, all of those things you can supplement.
Yeah.
You can't teach that what Nino did on that slide, and can I get emotional again, is so hard to teach humans.
Yep.
And or like the school has this like communication workshop that all parents have to do, and my husband and I did it. We did it separate nights, which is cool because then I want to know like the way he interpreted
like his takeaways. Yeah.
And you do this workshop and you just you like learn the art of listening.
Yeah.
And I always said I was a good listener, and then it's like, no, I'm not. Because what is listening? Listening is listening. When your friends have a problem, you just listen. You don't have to insert your solutions. You don't have to make it about yourself. And then you realize how much you make everything about yourself when you're listening. And when you really learn how to listen, you just understand people, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what they teach at his school. Is how to be a listener.
That's incredible that they also do this for the parents, knowing one, obviously the school can teach them whatever they want, but when they get home and it's not fostered at home or the parents aren't aware of these tools, then they're not. Then it's a wash. What is this? What is the point of this school?
They're really
so
big
that's
on like
amazing.
community and like understanding the language that they use for the kids. And, it's wonderful and so much of like what I think my son needs, I think every child needs. You know,
is this a school that you're involved in? You're there?
No, so my sister's kids went there, and what's really funny is that my sister, she's a therapist, and she does RIE method. Are you guys familiar with RIE method?
No. What is that?
It's like a parenting style. I forget what it stands for, but it's very you basically don't say the word no to your child, like your but it's not. It sounds kind of, you know, but it's just like encourages, you know, independence and like I don't know, but her kids are wonderful. So whatever my sister's doing, she's
I love that.
Her kids are wonderful, and they're 4 and 2, and they're just little independent, like confident humans. And so my sister found this school, and when the kids are in nursery age, like clothing is optional for kids. Like if kids want to be naked, they can be naked.
Oh my God.
So my husband and I called this like the naked school. Like we just thought, we were like, what is this school? You know? And then when we started looking at schools and like applying to some of, I want to call some of these schools out because they are such a crock of shit.
Yeah, do it.
About how inclusive they are. But then the second they find out that my child is neurodivergent, it's like, oh yeah, sorry.
Oh,
and
wow. Can you call them out?
Yeah, I'll call them out. I'll call out LAUSD, but I will say LAUSD, the lady at LAUSD, Well, one of the schools is two of the schools that are the leading progressive schools in Los Angeles. Children's Community in Van Nuys is one of them. And then there's the Oaks. First of all,
I've heard of the Oaks. Yeah.
Well, Children's Community really like ran me through the like application process, and then they waitlisted us. I don't know if it's because they go and they observe your child and they see that your child is the way your child is, you know. I don't know, but we got waitlisted. So I don't have anything really bad to say. The Oaks, the admissions lady was so sweet, and she ended up leaving the school. But she told me when she was like, "We don't have a place for your child," she told me like, off the record, "This is not for your child." Like, this school. And then I was like mad in the moment, you know, but then now I'm like, wow, she really did me a favor.
Right. Like, you're initially like, how dare you?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then like, I wouldn't want my child to go there if they're not
she was like, she was leaving, and she was like, part of the reason was I've gotten to know your family and your child through this process, and I'm leaving, and I'm scared that there's not going to be someone there to advocate for your child.
Wow.
And then there's this, so through, those were like my top like private schools. Then there was like a really cute private school that I really wish, you know, I wish them well, and they really wanted us there regardless of Nino's difficulties and differences. But ultimately we went in a different direction. But at some point I was considering this charter school, and this one I will call out, and I really wish we would have fucking sued the shit out of them, because what this lady did is so fucked up, and it's highly illegal. So the school accepted us. And then, so Nino had this IEP in place.
What is IEP?
IEP is an individualized education plan.
Got it. Okay.
So according to his IEP, he was supposed to be in, or according to the recommendation from LAUSD, is that Nino be in a special ed classroom. And I disagreed with the IEP. So that means I disagreed with it, it means it's not agreed upon. So it's not official until the parent agrees to it, right? And I disagreed because I think Nino should be in a general ed setting. His psychologist has said that his autism doesn't like impair or affect his ability to learn, because he can, you know, so it's more behavior stuff that he needs help with. And so and he had been in that's why I didn't go to like the LAUSD preschools either, because I was like, no thank you, but no thanks. I'm gonna find like, I want him to be around like typical children. I want him to like model those behaviors as opposed to like, you know, maybe behaviors of some kid that has like a more impacted difficulty. And because what am I working on? I'm working on him being able to like
excel,
move forward, and move forward, and just be able to, you know, hang out. And so I had the IEP was like not official, and right, so I applied for the school, and they accepted our application. I went to the orientation. I did all the things. I like, in my heart, I didn't want him to go to this school, but it was kind of like, fuck, like it's the last school that like will, and it was free, you know, it was a charter school as opposed to like paying $40-50K a year at the other places. Like, I was like, all right, let's go. So I had put in the IEP that I wanted him to be in a general ed setting with a one-on-one aide, like for him to have an aide. And at this point, I had gotten a lawyer and everything to help me, because the whole process is so hard and so difficult and so confusing.
And it sounds like a lot of money, like psychologist, lawyer, like all this.
Well, the regional center also does give you like psychology support. So amazing. For your diagnosis, like they'll pay for one diagnosis as opposed to like you independently paying for it's like $7,000 to get one.
Wow.
And like your insurance may or may not cover it.
Wow.
So luckily I didn't have to pay for that. And anyway, so the school was like, yeah, you're in. And then I get a phone call from the special ed director or something of this, the person who's in charge of the special ed education. And she was like, hi, I'm calling to let you know that, you know, we are a charter school, so we're not technically LAUSD, but we something along the lines of like that. And she was like, we have to abide by the IEP. And because your IEP says that he has to be in a special ed classroom and we don't have a special ed classroom, we can't take you at our school. So what did I do? I was like, wait, what? Like, that's not... Like, but I don't have an IEP. My IEP is, so my sister's a principal at a charter school. And so she already told me the whole rundown. She was like, no, you technically don't have an IEP until you've signed the IEP, that you agree. So she's lying, number one. Number two, in cases like that, the school holds their own IEP after like 30 or 90 days to figure out how they're going to like accept the child. It is, she's lying, saying it's not an LAUSD school. Like, it's a charter school that's it's like an affiliate to LAUSD or whatever. Like, it's still part of LAUSD. She's just using the language to like
throw you off
and throw me off.
Yeah.
And I also think like, I don't know. It's all money to them. They're like, she doesn't want to pay. They're now gonna have to. You know, they accepted you. They don't want to have to pay for an aid. So that's like coming out of their like budget or whatever. Anyways, my sister's like, that's illegal. And there's like, so whatever. So I called my lawyer. My lawyer was like, this is what you're going to write back. And then, so I wrote it back and I said, whatever the legal terminology was, I was like, I hope this wasn't the case. Whatever.
Yeah.
Here. And I CC'd my lawyer on the email, and then the next thing that happened was their lawyer called my lawyer.
Oh my goodness!
And then the lawyers figured out, and they were like, "Oh yeah, sorry, we'll accept your child the first day of school. Please come. We will have an aid."
God.
Absolutely not.
And yeah, and so I, reported this. My friend Anna knew someone at LAUSD, because then it's like, it's a whole thing. Like, you're waiting like 90 days to get a revised IEP meeting and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, my kid's supposed to start school in 2 weeks. Like, I can't wait.
I don't have time for this.
You don't have time. So the lawyer was like, well, you're fine. Go there the first day of school. I mean, there's so many other things. She was trying to tell me to go to my home school, all this, whatever. The lady just did not want my child at that school. And she even said to me, I said, what I love about your school was that you guys are, you call yourselves citizens of the world, because your whole ethos is that the classroom should reflect the world. And that's why you don't have special ed classrooms, because you provide the services in the classroom. Right. That's, according to you guys, that's what y'all say about the school. And she said to me, well, at the end of the day, this school is not for every child.
Wow.
That's what she said to me. And I was like, I'm going to fucking make sure everybody knows about you, lady.
Wow. So what's the name of the
school? What's the name of
Citizens of the World. Yeah,
Charter.
I've heard of it.
They have like 6 schools.
What city was that one in?
This one was for Valley Village.
Okay.
Wow.
And
oh my God.
And I reported it to LAUSD, and they did an investigation, everything. They documented everything. And the lady at LAUSD, oh my God, when I told her that she said that to me, she started to cry on the phone. And she took a minute. She was like, I need a minute. And she was like, just know that there's nothing wrong with your child. Like, she was like so sweet. And like she, she was like, just know, like, we'll help you find the right school for your son. Like, your son deserves an education just like anybody else. And yeah, so I don't have anything bad to say about LAUSD in that capacity. My IEP process with the other people was a little awful. Wow. But in the end, like, I was like, my dad, we were talking to my dad. I was so stressed out. And my dad's like, why don't you just reach out to April's school? And we did. And then we had a meeting with the director, and we explained our situation. And they were like, you're welcome here. And, we'll thrive. And
so he's going to the school that his cousins go to?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. That's so special.
Really cool. My sister may, like, as they get older, I think my sister's going to put her son in a more traditional school. But we're staying all the way. It's until, like, 5th grade. And it's just, like, it's a cool school.
I want to know about it off air.
Yeah. You're in the South Bay? Who's in the South Bay?
I'm in the South Bay.
not in the South Bay, but it's close enough.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There was a
then
family.
I need to know about it.
Yeah. There was a family that toured that was from the South Bay. So I think it's like close enough.
Okay. I'm going to need details on it.
I find it fascinating that in different languages, when they talk about the word autism, it means going inward. It means an individual. It's really revered in other cultures when a person has autism. So I wonder, now I'm curious about what you want in our society as people from North America, from the United States. What do you wish people knew about autism as a mother of an autistic child?
It just looks different for everyone. You know, it's not linear. Like, it's not the same. Every child is, you know, it looks so different. You know, not one child with autism is the same as the other, you know, and so some people, I saw this thing, and some post was like, autism is not a blessing, you know? And I'm just like, yeah, the internet right now is full of like positivity and, you know, all this stuff. But for some families, it's really hard, you know? Yeah. It's like their differences are way more severe, way more impacted. And those families really struggle, you know? So, but then some, you know, are like, to me, I love my kid being a weirdo. Like, I love it. Like, and it took me a while to get there, because there's a moment where you realize, like, there's another thing I saw online of like the heartbreak, right? Like, you're at a party full of kids playing, and then your kid's in the corner, like, playing like with a freaking nail on the wall or some random thing, and you're just like so heartbroken, like your kid. And I used to be like that. I used to get so heartbroken, and now I'm just like, dude, my kid is so cool. Like, he just does not give a fuck
and
about
he's having
what they're
fun
doing. He's happy. Like, he's happy. And that is how I navigate autism. Like, I'm just like, okay, like, you don't want to do that? Cool. Like, just be you. Like, be you. And I that's why we do floor time therapy, which is a newer like alternative therapy with kids with autism, and it meets the child where the child is, and it's all about like play and like connection. And because I just think like they do need, like, some children need connection to learn, and mine needs that. So now I'm just like, I don't want to make him into this like robot.
Yeah.
You know?
What's some whack shit that you like don't like people saying? Because I know you mentioned something off air to us.
Yeah,
earlier.
I hate when people are like talking about his food and like what he should eat. That really makes me mad, because there's a reason why these kids eat the way they fucking eat. Yeah. You know, it's like, my kid wants Domino's pizza. You know why? Because every time we order Domino's, it's the same. Like, he needs the same thing. Yeah. He's not going to eat some like gluten-free, dairy-free bullshit. Yeah. Like, one, it's disgusting. Like, none of us really like it, you know? Yeah. But two, it's like, if I'm making it, it's not the same every time. He wants the consistency. He needs it, yeah. So stop telling people, like, oh, maybe you should try, like, no gluten. It's like, it's not backed by science. Yep. Unless the child has, like, a gluten sensitivity, you know? Yeah. There's no reason why he shouldn't be eating gluten.
When did you notice his food isms start? Like, him only wanting certain foods?
I mean, when he was a baby, he would eat everything. Like, we did baby-led weaning and stuff. But now it's like he knows, like, he's like, I want Chick-fil-A mac and cheese. And he knows, like, at Del Taco, he wants a side of tortilla chips. And, like,
I love that.
He knows
like
all the
one
places
thing he wants to eat.
where he wants. And that, like, started recently. But
he knows what he wants.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, he knows what he wants, and like, he's just funny. But that really bothers me. And then this other one. Ooh, this one made me so mad. It was like somebody was trying to sell me oils, essential oils or something. And I was like, what? Like, you really believe that like your diffuser you're trying to sell me is gonna like calm my child down? Like, just whack shit. Like, don't try to, like, sell me something. You're trying to hustle me while, like, talking to me about something that, like,
putting it on my child.
Yeah, or, like, you're like, what? Like, you think that I don't know everything?
You don't think I've
about
done
autism?
hours and hours of research?
I haven't done, like, enough research, or, you know, that shit, like, really bothers me. But just, like, the stuff that's just not backed by science, just like, what?
Yeah.
Well, it also sounds like your motherhood is inspiring, to me at least, of you saying like your surrender to him, of like, just let him play. Because even for me, that just, I don't know, it just inspires me too, of like, yeah, maybe I should be a little bit more chill. Like, I could surrender more. So it so thank you for sharing that.
if you just surrender, just like let your child be happy,
letting them be
you
kids
know, just let them be a kid. It's like, let them get dirty, like, it's okay, you could clean it up, you know? It's like
What would be some advice that you would have for parents who are just finding out about their child's autism diagnosis or any kind of delay?
Oh, gosh, I mean, there's so much that those first months where you start to notice things, like, it's so hard to navigate because you don't even know where to start, right? Like, you don't know where to start, and it's like, one, find out about your regional center. That is, like, one thing.
That's a great resource.
Yeah, great resource for people with children that you're starting to notice things under 3. But also surrender, like you just said. Like, surrender to your child's happiness within limits. But surrender to, like, caring what the fuck people think, you know? Because, like, we were on vacation, and overall, it was a great vacation, which was hard. Vacations are hard because he's not doing his, like, same thing every day. But there was, like, one night we were at a restaurant, and we were over, like, on a cliff type of thing. And he decided to just run out and just throw his crock, like, over the thing. And it was like, why did you do that? And it's like, he's doing that because he's, like, he's not feeling okay.
Out of sorts a little bit,
you know? And he's just dysregulated, and, like, he just needed to do something. I don't know. He does things like he'll throw a toy over a fence and then cry about it, right? And it's like everybody was staring at me. And my husband has a really hard time. He gets really embarrassed, and he's like, damn it, Nina. And he's just like, and I'm just like, whatever, you know? But
we'll get another shoe.
Yeah, it took me so long to, like, master that. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, all of you idiots that are staring at my son, you know, you've been there too, where your child does. Remember that. All these people that are like judging you in the moment when your child is having a tantrum, like, they've all been there. Your child has. And if you haven't, you will be. And you're going to pay for it. You're going to pay for this moment, and your child's going to do the worst tantrum ever just because you are judging me right now. You know?
Karma.
Right, karma. So, yeah, it's just like, just pray that you get to a place where you just, like, let it go and surrender to this idea of, like, perfect moments, you know, with your child. And, like, the expectation of, like, who your child's gonna become, right? Like, I think we all want that. We all want our kids to be something. And, like, you never know. That's not in your control. You know,
parenthood. Period. Parenthood.
Yeah, it's just not
you just
in your
never
control.
know how.
You never know. You never know what is gonna happen, who your child's gonna become, and, like, you just have to just.
Surrender to it.
Surrender. Yeah.
3 non-negotiables as a mom. That's what we're going to wrap up on. What are your 3 non-negotiables as a mom with Nino?
Like things,
or just as your motherhood. Like, my non-negotiable is that I take a shower as long as I want. It was a bath before I was pregnant, and I watch a reality show in there, and I get pruny, and, like, husband has to figure out whatever he's doing with the baby at that point. Mom's off. Non-negotiable.
3 of them. Well, you know what they've become? My one non-negotiable is that I do watch Sex and the City every night before going to sleep. Like, that is, like, a thing that I watch, and my husband knew that, and it was, like, a thing. Like, that's you do the thing with Nino before. It's going to be on. And now it's like my kid needs it to go to sleep every night.
Wow.
It's like
he knows Carrie and Samantha.
He knows all, since he was really little, he knows all their names. He knows the songs. And it's like, it's like, okay, Nino, it's time to go to bed. And he's like, turn Sex and the City on. Sex and the City on. So that was like my non-negotiable.
That is iconic.
For me, that has now become like part of my bedtime routine with my son.
I love
he
that.
He hears the little beginning music.
Yeah. And I used to have like dinner with like my friends all the time. Like when I'm sober, almost 3 years, but that was like a thing for me.
Yeah.
And then as I like became sober, it was like less, but now it's like, now when I do it, it's like really like I need it. Yeah. So my husband just like understands, and it's like, you're gonna figure
have
it
your
out.
girls' night.
Yeah. And don't text me.
Yeah.
Don't text me questions about anything. So it's like he knows when it's like a girls' night, it's like, leave me alone.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? And he's really like
I
he
love
doesn't
that.
ask like why or like I need to do this. He's like, okay, like he also has shit he needs to do, but he's like, mommy's going, so we'll figure it out.
Yep.
Figure it out. Good.
And then my third, I get my nails done. That is like,
Oh, yes.
I know they're cute.
I was looking at them.
right now. They're
more than anybody I know. By the way,
Yes.
she has a new style. It's amazing.
I get
all
my
the
nails
styles,
done
the
like,
designs.
every 2 weeks. Like it doesn't matter whether I'm like staying at home. Like it just
They need to be done.
They need to be done at all times.
Yeah.
At all times, I can have no makeup on, look like absolute shit, but my nails are like impeccable, and my toes.
I was about to say
Yeah.
toes too.
Toes
Yeah.
too.
Toes too. Yeah, those are like the 3.
I love that one.
Yeah.
Love it. I know you. Every
You know
time,
I love that one.
Yes, I always think about your dad. Like literally for like 15 plus years, I
Yeah.
think about what you've said about
I
your dad.
still always
What?
make sure my nails are like, my dad, like growing up, it's just me and my sister, and he would always be honest, like, if you're gonna have your nails painted, have them painted. Don't have them chipped. Don't have one broken and one not.
Yes,
they
I
need
love
to be
him.
done.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or don't have them done
Yeah.
at all, because a woman should always have her nails nice.
Yeah.
Whether they're polished
Yeah.
or not, just like make sure it's all in sync.
Yeah.
So to this day, and like Henry knows this about me too, because like postpartum, whether I went to go get them done or like I did them, I started doing gel, like I started doing like all of that. I need that time to do my nails.
Yeah.
Like my
Yep.
nails need to be done. And my dad will always be like, your nails look nice. I'm like,
Your
Thank
dad's
you,
Dad.
voice has,
Thanks,
even though
Dad.
he's never told me.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm sure that
Like-
voice just lives in your head.
Yeah,
In my head.
but now
No
I
chips.
love that. My dad's like that too. What
Yeah.
sign is your dad?
Gemini. Oh, no, Scorpio.
Oh, yeah.
Scorpio.
My dad's a Pisces, Scorpio rising, like me.
Oh.
Same.
Oh, wow.
And my dad is really big on like a woman looking like
Right.
Yes.
like a woman.
But he would say, like, you don't have to do makeup,
Yeah,
your
but
hair,
your
but
nails.
your nails always have to be presentable
Yeah.
because you don't want to have dirt under there. Like, a woman
Yeah.
should have
Oh, right,
dirt
yeah.
on her
Yeah.
nails or, like, want chipped nails.
But
like,
think about like all the times you've seen like a baddie,
Yep.
but then
The
you
nails
look
are
at her,
bad.
the nails are bad. It's like
Yeah. Can't
the
take it
toes.
seriously. I
Yeah,
can't take it
it's like-
seriously. Yeah.
Toes.
No,
Yeah.
I can't.
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
when during COVID, my nail girl would come to my house
Yeah,
and do
mine
my
too.
nails.
Mhm.
Then I did press-ons for a little bit. Then I was like, I can't do this anymore. Then I went back to her coming to the house. It's a whole. I fully understand.
yeah. So that is something Nicole remembers that from years ago.
From years
And
ago.
be like,
He's in my head still.
all my
No
girls
chips,
know.
okay?
They'd be like, when we see your dad, we make sure our nails are done. I'm like,
Yeah.
he's not going to judge
Oh
you,
my
but like
God,
us,
now I'm
because
gonna
we're
think
his
about that.
daughters, like our nails
Is
are
he a girl
always,
dad?
Yeah,
Yeah,
two girls.
same.
Two
Three
girls.
girls. My dad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 Wow. Well, thank you so much
you
for
guys
coming.
Yes,
so much
you have been
fun.
great.
Sorry I cried.
No.
All of us have cried. It's okay.
Every episode, I think somebody is.
At least one person needs to cry. So
Yes.
thank you for being that one. It's nice.
It's a rite of
Thank you.
passage.
And thank you for sharing everything about you and your son's autism journey.
Right.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
know.
And the
This is the first
resources.
podcast where I've really talked about it.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I'm
wow.
We're
excited.
honored.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much
Yeah.
for sharing all
Thank
that
you
with
guys.
us. Yeah.
Hey, mamas. Thanks for watching.
Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and check out all of our other episodes.
Find us at Nightclubs to Nightfeeds. That's Nightclubs, the number 2, and then Nightfeeds. And we'll catch you on the next episode.